This week we are going to be back in Oklahoma with our boy, Trevor Johnson.
Old Trev.
And this week, one, we're going after Oklahoma elk, which is how I met Trev. And then two, he's going after another giant.
I've been after this buck for 3 years.
That's what it's about. Having fun.
The first part of the Oklahoma season, Trevor was after a deer he called Big Boy, and he'd been chasing after him for like 3 or 4 years, and ultimately closed the deal with him.
Closed it.
And we told that story in the previous episode.
I finally caught up to this deer. It's almost feels like a dream.
This story is actually going to be him focusing on elk, which is just right down the road from his house.
Where I'm from in southwestern Oklahoma, I live 3 or 4 miles away, kind of the foothills of the Wichita Mountains. We, are fortunate to have elk in the area, and I'm very fortunate to have some family that has some land that are very nice to let me hunt on it, and I've had some success throughout the years. This season, I had really devoted a lot of my time and energy into one specific deer, but also, 4 miles down the road, I have this property that has elk on it. I decided to, hunt the mornings down there. Evenings I was chasing this deer, but I don't hunt mornings, early on in season for deer. Elk season rolls around, and I was able to chase a great Oklahoma bull with my bow.
All right, guys, we are headed out to the mountain. It is opening weekend of elk season here in southwest Oklahoma. And yesterday I was behind the camera for Mitchell. We had a few bulls bugling, but we had eyes on one of them that stayed up high in the mountain and wouldn't come down. So we're gonna head out here and see what we can do.
We have a bull coming our way right here, so we're gonna leave Mitchell here with the decoy, and we're gonna sneak up here to one of these mesquite.
Try calling, we couldn't really tell what he was. And we're out in the middle of this flat, and we decided to throw up the decoy and start calling, and this younger bull just made a straight line towards us. And it was just really cool to see that. I mean, the hunt really hadn't even started yet, and he came running in, and
We were just heading in. We saw this bull over the mountain, probably 500 or 600 yards. We were walking in the wide open, so I told Mitchell just hold up the decoy, and I'll make some cow sounds as we're walking, just to conceal us. But he liked that too much and came straight at us. But we're gonna get back up here closer to the mountain and keep going. That was fun though. Well, we just left from where we caught that little bull in. We came around this side of the mountain where we've been hearing one screaming his head off. And we just sat here and called a little bit to try to locate him again, and he just fired off north of us, so we're about to ease our way up in there, see if we can get a little closer. 100 yards. 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I shot right through those little bitty. I smoked him that second time too.
Oh yeah.
Blood pouring out. All right, guys, we just smoked a nice Oklahoma bull. We were headed towards a different bull farther down to the north, and we were coming up here calling as we go, trying to locate him. And then we called, and this freaking bull, I bet he wasn't 100 yards. And we saw him go down, covered in blood.
Knocked your knock off. Found your knock though. It was
Did it?
just sitting about 5 yards from him.
Oh yeah, it's covered in blood. I smoked him both times. But
We could not be more grateful to these partners. To be consistently successful in the outdoors, you gotta have equipment that you rely on, and they definitely provide that. Again, thank you so much to these companies, and for more information, visit myworldoutdoors.com.
the trail, guys, not bad. Just followed the red carpet. We heard him go down, so I knew he was down, but you can see the tips of his antlers right there. Freaking pump, dude. Let's go up here and check him out. Well, guys, we got it done. That was fun. That was an eventful hunt, dude. We started off right away. We didn't even make it to where we wanted to go and had that young bull. So that didn't work out. And then we came around the mountain where we heard him. We're still hearing him bugle out here. We were gonna head after him. And like I said, we made one little spot to call, try to locate that bull. Made a call and then heard him, and then we took off to him. And as soon as we took off, this guy fired off 100 yards away, maybe, right in our laps. Mitchell fell back about 20 yards, and we went forward about 20 yards. Got a little separation from the decoy. He came in right next to Grady and I, probably 15 yards maybe. And I smoked him the first time, and he made a little loop and got another one in him, and he didn't go very far. I'm not gonna have too bad of a pack out. Freaking awesome, dude. All right, guys, we just got him quartered up. Got all the meat bagged up, and we're loading up to head down. We don't gotta go too far down, but it's just rough, hard climbing these rocks, but I'm still freaking pumped about this bull. It was such a fun hunt. We're about to head down. Fun begins. Being very fortunate to have this property to chase some elk on. I've harvested, I think this was my third bull from there, but this was my first bull with a bow. It was really special to me and something that I'll never forget. But I quickly shifted gears back to deer hunting, and that led into, a week later being able to harvest the biggest deer of my life, and one that I've devoted so much time to.
So elk have been an interesting topic here over the last handful of years. We actually opened a statewide elk season starting in 2014. So in the grand scheme of things, when we're comparing ourselves to other states, we are fairly new to the elk game. Since that time, our elk herd has grown, almost exponentially. The Wichita Mountains National Wildlife Refuge is where a bulk of our elk population resides. So that's our special southwest zone. I would estimate about 80% of our total elk population resides right in those 3 counties. Some of the other elk areas that are, consistent as far as having a consistent elk herd, that Panhandle zone, we've got quite a few elk up around the Guyman area. The special Northwest zone, parts of Dewey, Roger Mills, and Ellis County, there's some elk there along the river. And then really the whole Arkansas River Valley has been a growing part of our population for quite some time now. But really just elk numbers are growing exponentially. I mean, and you can see that in the harvest results as well. So each year we're just topping that previous year's harvest number. So it's a good time to be an Oklahoma elk hunter.
This segment's brought to you by Ozcut Broadheads. Tough, field point accurate, and designed to be sharpened and reused.
I'm still hunting. I'm still looking for, another mature deer. It's got to be something special for me. I usually don't kill, 2 deer in 1 year in Oklahoma, but if it's the right one, I would. Last week or so, I put out a camera out there to see what was roaming, and a giant showed up right down the road, going back to the elk property, this deer shows up on camera that is another giant. And I was like, here we go again. I mean, it's another deer that I'm gonna obsess over.
We're just on a bottom of the mountain, a trail that they use that goes along the bottom of it into the trees where they bed. So it's nice and cool. Wind's good.
That led into another obsession over one specific animal.
We saw our target buck, him and another huge 8-point, right at sunup. They were on the side of the mountain, and then they worked their way to the east over the mountain to bed up on top, I guess. And he is a freaking stud. And that 8-point's with him is a big deer too.
So after encountering him with muzzleloader, I continued to hunt him hard as I can. Where he was, I needed a very specific wind, one that didn't happen very often. So anytime I got that wind, I was in there. Several hunts, didn't see him. Had some encounters with some other bucks, but not the one that I was after. During that time frame, JC was down in Oklahoma, and I stuck him on a place I have, after a mature deer, and one specifically, a super wide 8-point.
Hi guys, we're back here at Trev's place. Perfect today. It was 40 degrees when we woke up, and it's about 45 high. Got a little misty rain. It's not really rain, it's just like a mist rain. Oh. You see me? Oh, it's wide eight. All right guys, so we went out, we thought last night was a good kill shot, and after looking at film, it wasn't. Hey.
It happened.
It does happen. No excuses, I suck. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yep, he's back on camera.
Yeah.
There's a lot of season left.
It's a lot of season, yep.
Whenever you get another opportunity, maybe you can get back out here and get after him again.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man.
Love you like a brother,
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
He was lucky enough to have an amazing encounter with him, just wasn't able to capitalize on the harvest.
This segment's brought to you by Hoyt Archery. Almost a century of innovation continues today. Get serious. Get Hoyt.
Well, today is November 18th, and I am headed deer hunting. I'm headed to the place that I get to hunt there on the north side of the Wichita Mountains. And I'm after a buck that I've just always called the drop time buck this year. He has all kinds of character, but he has huge 6-inch drop tine on one side. I feel really good about it. It's my daughter's birthday, so maybe that'll bring me some luck. But well, I just got to the blind and went and grabbed the card out of the bog camera. And drop time buck has been here this morning. He showed up last night and was here last night a little bit, and then was here at 9 o'clock this morning. So I feel really good about that. It's a little warm out. I'm sweating right now. Hopefully it starts cooling down quite a bit here in the next little bit, but I feel really good about this evening, so we'll see. Not too long, I had a little buck and maybe a couple does, and then this giant bull elk came right by, I got great footage of him 15, 20 yards away, walked right by me. And shortly after he left, I had another 150-inch 10-point come by. Beautiful deer that I was, sitting there watching him and getting some footage of him. And just not the deer that I was after. I had already had a great season. And I was specifically after one deer. And I'm sitting there watching him. And I look up, up on the mountain, something catches my eye, and I throw up my binos, and it was this deer that I'm after. I think I just freaking smoked him. I'm sitting here and I had a big bull elk come in. He fed around. Then I had a 10-point, a nice 10-point, come in behind me, walk right in front of me, and I'm sitting here watching him. And I see a white patch up there on the mountain. And it's him, and he moseys his way down, comes right in, the 10 leaves, and I think I just smoked him. Right there.
Golly. You must be done right away.
Here you go.
Look at this dude. Holy smokes. He got points everywhere. Broke that off. I thought I saw that. 2 days before rifle season. And he hadn't been on camera since Halloween. Golly. I looked up on the mountain and saw some white ears and a white chest. And threw my binos up. Saw that was him. I saw that drop tine immediately. Holy smokes. I don't even know what to say. I'll never top this year, I can say that. Incredible. He hadn't been out here 2.5 hours. Coyotes have nearly already ate half of them.
I'm super happy for him. I mean, he killed the elk, he killed Big Boy, he killed Mitch, killed the giant he kept passing, and then he killed this giant. I mean, all within 4 miles of his house.
Yeah.
So after harvesting this, the second great buck of my season, it really, sunk in how special of a season it was. Getting to put my hands on that deer and experience the recovery with Mitchell and Josh and my wife. It was something that I'll never forget. The Big Boy, I got to, recover with Josh and, shared all these emotions with everybody that knew, the connections I had to these animals. Looking back at my elk kill on my Colorado mule deer, just a season that I'll never take for granted and always cherish. And, that ties into with the camaraderie part of, my world is getting to experience all these emotions with all these people that are close to you.